Okay, week number 4, how you doing? Are you playing the blues yet? Kind of interesting to find out. Maybe some of you are. There's a lot of you that are taking this course, and some of the stuff is somewhat beginnerish for you, and some of it is intermediate level stuff that you kind of already know some of it. So it depends on how much you study the guitar before you started the system, or if you're just brand new to the system, you should be right at this level where you're able to play through that first blues song. Should have all your primers down by this point. Today we're gonna go over the hammer-ons and pull-off exercise. Get your fingers a little stronger, a little more agile. So I'm gonna take you at about 110 beats a minute on this one. And again, it's triplets at 110 beats a minute. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about. Habba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. So you want each note to be even. Strike the note once with your right hand. You hammer down with these fingers, then you pull off. And that's what it's about. So 110 beats a minute. 2, 3, here we are. 4 times. Next string. This is all the 5th fret. Try to make them nice and even. Relax a little bit in between. Don't squeeze too tight with your index finger. Pull the string sideways. Don't want it to be out of tune. Lowest string. Okay, we'll stop right there. So now we'll step this up to 130 beats a minute, just for the exercise. 2, 3, 4. Follow the yellow brick road. Real good, stay with it. Should be able to do this tempo. Hand might feel a little bit fatigued. Don't want to cramp. If you're cramping, I want you to slow down. Wait for the count of 10. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we'll stop there, rest a little more. We're going to jack it up to about 160 beats a minute. We'll try that. See how that sounds. So here's 160 beats a minute. There it is. Nice and even. We'll stop there. So now you get the idea what you should do with your hammer-ons and pull-offs. Do them across 4 reps at each string. Relax a little bit in between. Don't spend too much time over and over until you get built up. It will make the arm sore right in here. You'll have a little soreness on the back side of your fingers, and you want to watch cramping in this part of the hand. Right here on this part. This is the bar part, the bar problem. The cramping problem happens right in there. That will give you headaches, clear up the side, it'll give you an ache up the side of your clear up this one side and clear up the side of your head and into your head. You'll have cluster headaches and stuff if you let that cramp up too much, so be careful. But you want to work the strength up to where this is easy. You want those, be able to call on those hammer-ons anytime you need them. So you understand how that works. I'm interspersing the hammer-ons and pull-offs with some of my solo ideas based on my scales over a couple of shapes of chords. That's basically how you solo. So you want to build these chops so you can use these notes when it's time for you to actually solo and play along with others. So work on your hammer-ons and pull-offs. That'll strengthen your hand. Also, it teaches you proper technique at the same time. Do not go buy an exerciser at the store. Stay away from the music store for this stuff. They don't have anything that will increase the right strengths of the right muscles in your hand to improve your playing. What will improve that is just playing. So remember, that's important on all of these lessons. Every time you take out an assignment, you look at a video, you're going to glean a certain amount of attitude about how to practice and what's really important and the really essential building blocks for playing, the scales, how to read chords, strumming proper technique, strumming, and not cramping your left hand. So we'll take a look at week number 5 in just a moment, because I want to kind of preface what we're going to be doing in week number 5 in week number 4. We're there now. We're going to do the blues, but we're going to want to look at some extra blueses. So I want you to this week to look at all 3 blueses, at least the first 3, and try to get the Parker changes as well. I'm going to play through them for you now at 120 beats a minute. Pretty much I'm going to be playing a lilt, kind of a shuffle for these exercises. That's what I've chosen to do today. I'll show you them as a straight time thing later. And of course, when we get in the advanced levels, we start talking about how you can create rhythm with just the bottom couple of strings as an accompaniment for someone who might be playing a rhythm in the higher range of the strings, and then a third person playing a melody line or a solo line. So those are activities we'll do in next term. But to finish this term, at least get to the midterm point, which would be the 5th week, you want to really look at your hammer-ons, make sure your scales are together at the right tempos, the ones we've discussed over the last 4 weeks, including this week, and then take a look at the rest of the blueses. We're going to do that right now. We're going to go over, I was set 120 beats a minute. Let's take these at 110 beats a minute. It'll be a little easier for you to stay with it, and we're going to go blues to blues to blues to blues, and then back to blues 1. So it'll be blues 1, 2, 3, Parker, blues 1. And that'll be the sequence we go through. 2 passes each at 110 beats a minute. So here we go. Blues 1. 1, 2, ready, play. Close to the end of the first pass here. Going to repeat it. Now, if you know a blues song, you can sing it along. You know, sing while you're playing the rhythm. Okay, now 1 pass each for blues 2, 3, and the Parker changes. Here's blues 2. D minor 7, G13, C9, C sharp diminished. Go down a half steps, E9, A minor 7, D9. Number 3. Everything's the same up to the diminished chord. D minor 7 as a substitution for your G7. C sharp diminished. Now we're going to go up in scale tones. A minor 7, B minor 7, E9, A minor 7, Now we're going to replace one with 3, B minor 7, E9, A minor 7, and here's the Parker changes. First blues. So that's a complete passage of all 4 of those blues variations. Blues number 2 uses a replacement for G13, D minor 7, and it's a C-shaped chord. Looks like this. And if you want to, you can double block these 2 bottom notes, but the important notes are the 4 middle strings. Okay, back to the 1. Then you have your diminished chord. It's a 6-string diminished chord. It's a C sharp diminished. It would be a C7 with an A shape, but you just raise the root, and everything now is flat relative to that root. Everything that needs to be flat in a diminished chord, a 4-note chord, you need to flat the 3, the 5, and the already flatted dominant 7. Meets a requirement. Real easy, 6-string diminished chord. Make all that motion without moving very far. It'll create a lot of musical motion with that one. Then we go downward with the same chord form to from G to F sharp or G flat to F. These are all 13s. They're all E form. Here's a C form 9, E, and it's major this time rather than minor. Then it's A minor, D9. 1, 6, 2, 5. And now I'm referring to the chords G, E, A, and D as what they would be as interval numbers. 1 would be G, 6 is E, 2 is A, and 5 is D. 1, 6, 2, 5. The 4-chord song. If you haven't seen Axis of Awesome, go look it up. So let's take again the Parker changes. There's a couple extra chords in there that are kind of cool. You go from your D minor 7, which is a replacement for your G13, and then you play a G7 sharp 5. That's the G13, pick up the pinky, roll the second finger so you're double blocking the 3rd and 2nd strings. Don't turn around like this. A lot of people double up their fingers. It's a lot of extra motion. You're better off learning to work this knuckle right here. I think you can see it in both cameras. This knuckle right here has to get some work. So does this one. The last knuckles of your 3 last fingers on your left hand have to be usable so you can push down on them and control where they roll. They can't just go peep, peep, and have no control in the middle. You have to be able to go to the middle and put pressure against it. So that takes practice. So here's the first chord you'll do that with. Roll into this chord. Then this chord has to turn into this chord, which is kind of cool because that's a minor 9 instead of just a minor 7. So you have a couple of subtle differences there. Look at those chord diagrams. They'll help you. That's your fingering. If you have any trouble, remember, you've always got us on hand, alive anytime you need us. Evaluations are through the Ortport. Make an appointment. Take a free lesson. You've got a couple of free evaluations. You can call an evaluation the same as a lesson. Or take a lesson. You want to do an hour? Purchase a lesson once every month or 2. And it'll be enough to keep you on track. A lot of people will study enough and strong enough on their own to take a lesson once every 2 months and really get through this very quickly and be playing with others real soon. So until I see you on the 5th week, keep practicing, and thanks for being involved.